If I could make $30,000 in a year with stock or revenue share, I would have signed up much faster than I did without that vision. I dropped out of college in 2000. So it was either a dishwasher or work for my dad's real estate company. So I started as an appraiser till 2005. And then I moved up to North Carolina and got on the real estate sales side.
What caused you to get your license?
I mean, I was in the worst car in every driveway. I was like, how come everybody pulls up that doesn't know anything about the contract is driving a nicer car than I am?
So being an appraiser didn't earn you the money that you were hoping to be able, or knew that there was an opportunity to do so. Okay.
Even if you have an appraisal company, you're not going to make millions of dollars. So I get my license and I start in the white pages and I work for Remax. I think I brought in about 70 listings my first year off prospecting. 2011, I moved to a small indie and I was their top agent there as well. I got sort of burnt out on the technician role. eXp gave me an entrepreneurial opportunity that wasn't going to be super expensive and easy to feel out if I liked it or not.
So you saw eXp as an opportunity?
I saw it as an opportunity to go to learn how to manage a little bit better, and then how to be an entrepreneur and actually run my own real estate company, which was paying other people's assets.
So then in that 5.5 years, you've been able to build your organization of 2,400.2 agents. And so what did you look like in 6 months after joining eXp in regards to the size of your organization?
Probably roughly around 150 agents.
That's a lot. How'd you get there so quickly?
So I brought over people that hang out with high value people because they are. And all they did was duplicate, really.
So you already had those relationships established, or you were establishing them at that time?
Go through a warm list pretty fast. So
sure.
yeah, I had a lot of them established, but the rest I had to establish fast. Yeah. And I was in the top like 1% to 2%. So it wasn't that hard to get people on the phone initially that I already had known. I never asked anything of them, so it's an easy call.
Walk us through that call, if you could.
It was basically sort of more of a revolution, you know? I was like, look, man, this is the oldest I've ever been, and I'm not feeling like I can see an exit plan. And I was like, look, you know, I mean, we have a way that we could actually work together and build one big movement together. Are you interested, or are you happy kind of get on this hamster wheel every year? Because I could just tell you, for me, it's exhausting, and I feel the pressure of that constantly. And I had enough people that pain was familiar to, that were big sellers, to where I figured, look, if we can just conquer our local Charlotte market, then we can splinter out and compound and scale the map. But like, let's start home. There's got to be a way that we develop other people and make deposits in other people's accounts, and there should be some kind of reciprocity or some kind of good karma financially that comes from that. And I had been answering questions and developing other agents, and so I thought that this would actually wear well for me.
What have your challenges been?
Well, my biggest challenge is me, right?
Okay,
and I got to deal with this guy. You know, what I don't know is very expensive, and what I do know is worth, you know, whatever I'm making annually. I'm not allowed to report that out.
If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell icon.
I'll tell you what I made in my first year with eXp, 24,000 plus 30,000 in stock. That's $30,000 more stock than the previous company I affiliated with, which I got zero. So don't listen to Rich's number, listen to Dan's numbers, I guess, right? And Rich's numbers are far greater than Dan's numbers, right?
So. No, but your numbers are far more effective. Because if I heard somebody say that they were making this kind of money, I'd start saying, oh, great, we found an outlier or a unicorn or an early adopter. But now people are building super fast. If I would have came over here and had the knowledge that I could make $30,000 in a year with stock or revenue share or some combination of the two of them, I would have signed up much faster than I did without that vision.
Yeah, mine was 54 adding the two together. That was 24 in revenue share and 30 in stock.
That's more than your average realtor makes across the country.
I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, without trying, because I haven't put any effort into it, without trying, I'm halfway there in my first year. I'm like, there's something to this.
The way that teams were pretty much taught was sort of the Keller Williams model. What ends up happening is that when you have buyer agents that are working for 35% or 40%, you lose your best talent and you always keep your mediocre agent. And I felt like a revenue share organization is the repair for what teams used to be, because everybody has the opportunity to outgrow them. It's almost a bridge, but you still always get your mentor and you don't have to have a nasty fight on the way out. So there was a lot of components within the actual way that you structure a real estate team that made me come over to eXp over the stock. And then the second part, as far as revenue share, nobody ever expected the company to have 87,000 agents. So we never dreamed that big. What we figured was, if we can structure our teams here and actually not have the margin that we're making off our team members, there would be a benefit because we actually care about these people. And then if that could start to swell and we could teach them how to have teams, then we could build revenue share that way.